Welcome to Trial Randomizer 13. It's been a hot minute since I've done one of these, hasn't it? So, I assume a lot of you watching this have no idea what this is, since my last upload was 4 years ago. So let me explain. Trial Randomizer is basically a thing where I took every contestant from Trial, including Carrie for some reason, and I randomized their placements. That's it. That's all you need to know. And at this point in time, we are at the final 22, which is the alumni of Trial. And for a refresher, here's our current alumni. Just want to mention, one of these contestants has a dead name, which I already changed. So, to compensate, I'll only be using the second half of their username. They will still be in the same spot alphabetically, just for convenience sake, and still be under the same letter, but I will still use the second half of the username, because I do not want to use people's dead names. But anyway, last episode I said I would change the book sonas of people who wanted it. And only 4 people's book sonas will be changed, which are Dancing FB18, Midnight Light, Paint Spot Infez, and Swim Swum. So let's do that. Whoosh! There we go. They're changed. Now with that out of the way, it's time to see the results. From now on, I'm doing things a little differently. How I used to randomize it before was that I took the name of every contestant and put them in a random list and then sorted it. And based on what order they were, that's their ranks. But from now on, I'm going to actually give them average percentile and standard deviation. In doing this, this will make it so it feels more like an authentic randomizer rather than just boring slop. It makes it more interesting. With that out of the way, it's time for results. Before I start, I would like to mention that the top 3 will be receiving the prize and the bottom 4 will be eliminated, sending us to the final 18. The prize is again a double response prize, as it always is from now on at this point. So let's begin, shall we? The first contestant up is Dancing FB18, who won the last round. Let's see how he does with his 2 responses. Ouch, 29.86%, that's really bad. Considering how he has 2 responses even. Neither of them got above 30%. That's not looking good for Dancing FB18. Up next, we have Aka777. Aka is a wild card when it comes to placements. He either does really well or neutral, or bad. I suppose since this is a randomizer, everyone does the same. Let's see where he places. %63.55%. Not bad. Pretty good actually, considering how it's the top half of the result screen. I think you have a good shot at surviving, and your second response didn't do that well bad either. Coming in third, we have Emperor Magenta. Emperor Magenta is the last person who prized the last round. So let's see how Emperor Magenta does this round, with his 2 responses. Hmm, 44.52%, which is below average. It might survive, but also might not. It depends on how the results go. We'll see. Up next, we have the Pie Guy 31415926535, which fun fact is some nerd's alt. I bet y'all didn't know that. You probably did. Anyway, let's see how they do. Yikes, 29.17%. That's not good either. In fact, that's even lower than Dancing FB18. It's not looking good for the Pie Guy right now. And if you place in the green region, that means you're safe. Up next, we have Colin Ho. Let's see how Colin Ho does. I have nothing to say about him. Wow, 82.68%. That's amazing. Colin Ho is the first person guaranteed to the final 18. Congratulations. Continuing on, we have Rich Color. Rich Color, I think Rich Color's like got out in like episode 2, I forgot, but like you're doing really well now, Rich Color, compared to WoW. Can you staying alive? Let's find out. 63.55%, which is not that bad. It's right above the threshold to be safe. So Rich Color is guaranteed to be in the final 18. Good job, Rich Color. Next up, we have Midnight Light, who I'm really surprised is in the top 22. Midnight Light not only won WoW, but also got alumni in the randomizer. Midnight Light is really talented, even lucky. But well, also Midnight Light is the only alumni to get to this point. Mr. Tweezer also got pretty far, but he's out. Let's see if Midnight can make it further. Can she? Oh no, 24.95%. That's really bad. Midnight Light is one of the most amazing twowers, but now she's at the bottom. It's looking very grim for Midnight Light. But in positive news, Akka777 is now safe into the final 18. Up next, we have Nate Animations. This username is so generic that while making the list of replacements to make the eulogy screens, I could not find his name several times. How dare you have a bland username? Anyway, let's see how he does. %74.98%, which is also really good. Nate Animations is now safe until the final 18. Next on our chopping block is Mr. M Gamer. It's another generic username that's hard for me to find. He's also one of the 3 M's that are still alive. Will he stay one of those M's, or will he suffer like Midnight Light is currently doing right now? Lol. %47.32%, which is not amazing, but it's enough to be safe considering how he placed above 4 people. So congratulations, Mr. M Gamer. You are currently safe into the final 18. Next on our list is Snowball BFDI, and I find the name really funny. Will Snowball BFDI survive, or will he get sent to the Tiny Loser Chamber? Oh no, 23.86%, which is even lower than Midnight Light. Who would have thought? Like, once again, Snowball BFDI is looking like the Tiny Loser Chamber is approaching ever so closely. I'm sorry. But in positive news, Emperor Magenta is now safe into the next episode of Trial Randomizer. Congratulations. This also means everyone with the double response prize is now safe, except for Dancing FB18. Lol. Up next, we have Yellow Jello 12 Gaming, which has been a pretty big underdog, placing low a lot of times, even snatching the last safe spot in one of the episodes. Let's see if he can do well or continue to be an underdog. Oh no! You can't see the ranking, but it says 21.22%, which is even worse than Snowball BFDI, and it doesn't look like you can get any lower than that. So Yellow Jello Gaming is pretty much doomed to die. I'm sorry, Yellow Jello 12 Gaming. But in other good news, Dancing FB18 defies all odds and is safe, which now means all top 3 placers are now safe into the next episode. I'm happy that Dancing FB18 survived, because he was one of the 4 people who has a custom book Sona. Can't say the same about Midnight Light right now, though. Hopefully she lives, though. Up next, we have Cyan Drop. I don't really have much to say about this person either, so let's just move on. Let's see if Cyan Drop survives. (62.17%), which is pretty good, and also enough to be safe. Pretty average, so I have nothing much to say. Cyan Drop is now safe until episode 14. Up next, we have SwimSwum, one of the 4 people with a custom book. SwimSwum is one of the only people left who are actually active in the EWOW community, and personally, he has my favorite book persona of the 4. But will SwimSwum survive into the next episode? (62.52%), which means SwimSwum is safe for another day. Congratulations, SwimSwum. Next on our list, we have Flareon the Flareon, who, other than Midnight Light, is the highest placing person in TWOW to make it this far. But the question is, will Flareon the Flareon outlast Midnight Light? Or will Midnight Light also survive? Let's find out. (80.08%), which is amazing. Barely over 80%, and absolutely enough to be safe. Perhaps even top 5. Congratulations, Flareon. You're now safe until episode 14. Up next, we have Pegasus6540. One of the 5 people left with numbers at the end of their username. There's a big pool of people still in who have numbers at the end, which I'm a little surprised by, since I didn't expect that many people with numbers at the end of their username to get this far. But let's see how Pegasus does, shall we? (74.42%), which means Pegasus will continue to live on for those with the numbers at the end of their username. Congratulations, Pegasus. You are now safe until the final 18. Up next, we have RayLover9462. I do have something to say about this person, though. Literally, absolutely nobody knows this information, but I used to be friends with this person back in 2016. But they kind of disappeared from the internet, and I don't know where they went. But anyway, let's see if my ex-friend, RayLover9462, can survive into the next episode. Oh geez, 20.62%. You thought it couldn't get any lower than Yellow Jello score, but you were wrong. RayLover is absolutely the complete bottom of the screen. I don't think there's any possible way RayLover will ever get back from this. I'm sorry, RayLover. But in other news, the Pie Guy is now safe. Freaking alter. Up next, we have Don't Vote in the Comments, who has my favorite username of those still in. It is also the longest username that's still in, and one of the longest usernames in TWOW in general. But will Don't Vote in the Comments continue staying alive? Let's find out. (34.78%), which is not amazing, but it's still enough for him to be safe. So Don't Vote in the Comments gets to live another day. Up next, we have Experimental Account, which I'm 99.9% sure is an alt account of somebody who signed up for TWOW, which I find really funny is still in. But will the Experimental Account continue to experiment, or will the lab test fail? 76.86%, which means Experimental Account is now in the top 3. Congratulations, Experimental Account. You're safe and might possibly even prize. But with that out of the way, the looming presence of death is approaching ever so closer. With only 4 left to place, PaintSpot Infez is up next, which is the last person to be placed that has a custom book persona. PaintSpot Infez has to place above 20.62% to survive. which seems pretty easy. But will they manage to do it? Let's find out. %51.55%, which means Peach by Infez is now safe into the next episode. Congratulations. But that also means goodbye, Raylover 9462. Unfortunately, you have been eliminated from Trial Randomizer. After 4 years of a hiatus, you had another chance to redeem yourself, and you even rejoined at one point, because you were one of the people who I brought back in episode 2. But now, you don't get a second chance. Your journey ends here at 22nd. Thank you for playing, Raylover9462. But my ex-friend is now an ex-contestant. Goodbye. With that out of the way, it's time to see how Commenting Eevee will do. I like Commenting Eevee's username, and there's also the other CO book, the first one being Colin Ho. Will Colin Ho and Commenting Eevee live together in harmony, or will Commenting Eevee suffer? To guarantee safety, Commenting Eevee must place above 24.95%. Can they do it? Wow, 88.09%, which is the highest so far. Commenting Eevee not only is safe, but also in first. And it's not looking like Commenting Eevee will lose that spot. But it doesn't matter, because there's 2 people left to be placed. And Commenting Eevee is at the top, which means no matter if they place above Commenting Eevee or not, Commenting Eevee is guaranteed to prize. Congratulations. But that also means goodbye, Yellow Gel 12 Gaming. You were a very efficient contestant. You were very close to death several times, and at one point even get the last safe spot. You never did well at all, but everyone loves a good efficiency champion. But unfortunately, your efficiency caught up to you, and now you leave here at 21st place. I'm sorry, Yellow Gel 12 Gaming, but you were a nice contestant to have. Goodbye. That out of the way. On to our second last contestant, Mario Bros. Productions. I have something to say about them too. They made the first ever TWOW camp, which is Realm of 50 characters, and I was actually a contestant, and I got 7th place, I think. I forgot. I don't want to check either, so take my word on that. But Mario Bros. Productions is one of the only people left that I've actually talked to in the past. So let's see if they can survive, or if they'll suffer death. So, either Mario Bros. Productions or Snowball BFDI will be dying here. Let's see who it is. Wow. 80.84%, which is also really high. In fact, it's above Flareon the Flareon, meaning Mario Bros. Productions is very likely to get a prize. And this also means Colin Ho is guaranteed to be in the surprise region, which means Colin Ho wins a double response prize. But this also means goodbye, Snowball BFDI. You are the highest placing contestant with a BFDI character in your username. I was hoping you'd do well because your name's funny, and I've always thought about it a lot while watching TWOW and stuff. You may not have did well in TWOW itself, but you definitely did well here. There was nothing notable about your performance in TWOW Randomizer, but getting this far is still an accomplishment in itself. I'm sorry you had to be eliminated, Snowball BFDI, but thank you for being a part of this. And now with that out of the way, it's time for the final safe spot, which is East 3 My Way, which is kind of funny because East 3 My Way is shown to be a very, very good contestant. Not only getting eliminated and coming back twice, therefore getting free spots later into the game, but also has been very good at placing in the top 10. East 3 My Way is an absolutely scary individual, and it's crazy too, because East 3 My Way or Midnight Light will be eliminated. Either way, no matter who gets eliminated, it's going to be a tragedy. So, it's time for the moment of truth. East 3 My Way must place above 24.95% to survive. If he does not, he will die, and Midnight Light will survive instead. It's time for the moment of truth. %66.10%, which means East 3 My Way is safe into the next episode, but this also means Goodbye, Midnight Light. This is an absolutely upsetting elimination, not only because of how relevant and amazing you are, but also because you were the last TWOW alumni left in the game, and you were the only one to make TWOW alumni in this and the original TWOW. It's so upsetting seeing you go, because it's so insane to see you get this far as the actual winner of TWOW, but now you're eliminated at 19th place. You barely made it to alumni, and you actually performed really well in the randomizer too, but unfortunately your journey ends here. You're the first custom book to be eliminated. It's sad to see you go, considering how amazing you were. Goodbye, Midnight Light. You will be missed. Here's the leaderboard. Nothing special about this. But there are 3 parts. Here's the first one, and here's the second one. Well, as you see, 3 out of 4 of the custom books placed on this screen. And here's the third screen. As you see, this only features people in the danger zone, including Dancing FV18 second response. Everyone on this slide has a higher standard deviation and average percentile, except for Dancing FV18's second response, which has a lower one. The most controversial response, aka the one with the highest standard deviation, is actually Mario Bros. Productions, who got 3rd place. Of course, standard deviation means nothing, because it's also randomized like the average percentile, but still. And interestingly enough, the least controversial response is also in the top 3, being Commenting Eevee with 16.70%. What a neat detail. With that out of the way, and with that, here's our final 18. These people are basically the staple of TWOW Randomizer, because everyone knows who the final 18 in the original TWOW, but so memorize this final 18, because these are the best of the best when it comes to randomizing. Congratulations to these 18 for getting this far. But I'd also like to mention one more thing. In episode 14A, Sam Billings was eliminated, so that means one of these 18 is going to have to be unfortunately unfairly eliminated. And I feel really bad for all of them, because I don't think any of them deserve that fate. But we're gonna have to do it. I was thinking instead of just randomizing who's it, I was gonna do a marble race or do a wheel. Whichever one I think is better, I will do in the next episode. But for now, this is your final 18, and they will all be going for it. After the 18th placer is eliminated, the only thing stopping them from winning is being last place on the leaderboard. That out of the way, thank you for watching TWOW Randomizer episode 13, and I will try to continue this series from now on. Again, the last episode was 4 years ago. So, see you all later.